Before you scroll away, pause for just one heartbeat, because what you're about to hear isn't just a performance, it's a moment that changed lives. If stories of courage, hidden talent, and impossible dreams coming true move you even a little, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the very end, because the final seconds will stay with you forever. The lights inside the America's Got Talent theater glowed softly as the audience settled into their seats, unaware that they were about to witness something unforgettable. Backstage stood a slim Filipino teenager named Mateo Cruz, his hands trembling as he clutched a small, worn guitar pick that once belonged to his late father. Mateo was 19, born and raised in Cebu, where music poured through narrow streets and open windows, but dreams rarely made it past the ocean. His shirt was simple, his shoes slightly scuffed, and his hair neatly combed as if he were trying to look braver than he felt. Every step toward the stage felt heavy, like he was carrying not just his own nerves, but the hopes of his entire family. Mateo's story wasn't one of instant fame or viral success. It was built in silence and sacrifice. His father, a dock worker, used to sing Elvis Presley songs every night after work, his voice echoing through their small home. "Elvis sings like he feels everything," his father would say, closing his eyes as he strummed an old guitar. When Mateo was 12, his father passed away suddenly, leaving behind debt, grief, and that guitar leaning quietly against the wall. Music became both Mateo's comfort and his wound. Every Elvis song reminded him of evenings that would never return. Life grew harder. Mateo worked part-time at a repair shop while helping his mother sell food at the local market. Singing became something he did alone, late at night, when the world was asleep and he could finally let the pain out. Friends told him he had a special voice, but Mateo never believed it was enough to matter. Auditions for AGT felt like a long shot, almost foolish, but his mother insisted, pressing his father's old guitar pick into his hand before he left. "Sing like he's listening," she whispered through tears. When Mateo walked onto the AGT stage, the judges smiled politely, not expecting much. Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. "What's your name?" Simon asked. "Mateo Cruz," he replied softly. "And what will you sing today?" Mateo hesitated, swallowed hard, and answered, "An Elvis Presley song. Can't help falling in love." A few murmurs rippled through the crowd. It was a risky choice. Legendary songs often fall apart in the wrong hands. The music began gently, and for a brief second, Mateo's voice shook. Then something shifted. His tone deepened, warm and aching, carrying a vulnerability that cut straight through the room. Every word felt lived in, as if he wasn't performing but remembering. The audience leaned forward. Simon's expression changed. One by one, people stopped breathing normally, afraid to break the spell. Mateo closed his eyes as he sang, and in that moment, he wasn't on a massive stage, he was a boy in a small home, singing beside his father again. Halfway through the song, tears began to fall from faces in the crowd. A woman in the front row clutched her chest. One of the judges wiped their eyes. Mateo's voice cracked slightly on the final chorus, not from weakness, but from emotion too powerful to contain. When the last note faded, there was silence, thick, heavy silence, before the entire theater exploded into a standing ovation. People were crying, cheering, hugging strangers beside them. Simon Cowell stood up slowly, clearly moved. "I've heard this song thousands of times," he said, his voice unusually gentle, "but I have never heard it sung like that. You didn't copy Elvis, you honored him. And you made it your own." Mateo broke down, covering his face as the reality of the moment washed over him. For the first time, he felt seen. Truly seen. Backstage, Mateo called his mother, barely able to speak through tears. "Nene, I did it," he whispered. She cried on the other end of the line, neighbors gathering around her phone as if sharing in a miracle. That night, Mateo didn't just advance in a competition, he stepped into a future he never thought was meant for him. As the weeks went on, the pressure grew. Online critics questioned whether he could live up to that first performance. Doubt crept back in. But every time fear tried to win, Mateo remembered why he sang. In the semifinals, he returned with another Elvis classic, his voice stronger, his presence calmer. Each performance wasn't just about notes, it was about healing, about proving that pain can turn into power. The final performance came under blinding lights and global attention. Mateo took a deep breath and sang as if his father, his younger self, and every struggling dreamer in the world were listening. When the final note rang out, people were on their feet before it even ended. It didn't matter where he placed in the competition anymore, he had already won something far greater. Mateo's journey reminded everyone watching that talent doesn't need perfection, it needs truth. That dreams don't come from comfort, but from courage. And that sometimes, the most emotional moments are born from loss, carried by love, and shared through music. If this story touched your heart, let it be a reminder to believe in voices that come from struggle, including your own. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with someone who needs hope today. Because somewhere right now, another dream is trembling backstage, waiting to be heard.